All right, guys, this is sort of a serious video, okay? Because I'm really serious about the grades of oils and what you use or don't use. So before I even get into the difference of the grades, let me just say that I personally will only ever recommend a therapeutic grade A essential oil, to the extent that if you're not going to use a therapeutic grade A oil, I would rather you never use an oil in your entire life. It's that important to me because things that are not a therapeutic grade A oil are not safe. And what I care about is your health and your wellness. So I need you using safe oils so that your health and wellness stays at its optimal. That's my goal. That's my heart. That's my passion for you. Okay. So we get our grading system for oils from the world. The United States is a little behind in this. So the grades are just very simple: A, B, C, and D. Your grade A is your therapeutic, made from organically grown plants, distilled at low temperatures. I'm gonna circle back to that. Let me talk about grade B right now. That's technically a food grade, but it could have synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, and carrier oils. Now, we just talked about how concentrated, how potent these oils are. So now, can you imagine fertilizers and pesticides that potent and concentrated mixed into your oils? That's scary to me. Don't go down that road. Don't try to do the cheaper way and use a grade B oil. It's not worth it. And then grade C is not much better, not much worse, right? They're technically a perfume oil, but they have adulterating chemicals. They use solvents, typically hexane, which helps them get a higher amount of oil per harvest. However, solvents are known to be cancerous. So what I'd have to ask you is, why would you go through the trouble of getting a essential oil to get a chemical out of your life and then use an essential oil that's laden with chemicals? Like, that doesn't make any sense, and it's certainly not wisdom, and it's not very safe. And the other thing is, most of your grade C oils have been diluted 80 to 85% with alcohol. So they're not even a real oil, in my opinion. And most of what you're going to find, from your tiny little mom and pop natural food stores to your top of the line billion-dollar health store, are grade C. And you'll know that because the labels don't say that they're a grade A or a therapeutic grade oil. And most of them say things like not for internal use, which we'll talk about a little later. Those are ways that you know that that's not a real oil. It's not a pure oil. There is a grade D. I don't want to talk about it because I kind of find it offensive. But technically, a grade D is sort of a floral water. It's what's left over after you've distilled away your grade A oil. Now there's this water left behind. It's really your trash water, but they don't know what else to do with it. So they pour it into a bottle. They fill a bottle maybe 5% with this. Then they add a bunch of carrier oils and they sell it to you and call it pure. That's a problem. So let's circle back to that grade A, guys. That is the only true, pure, safe oil, and the only oil, again, that I'll ever recommend. And I'm asking you, if you're not going to do grade A, please don't do oils, okay? Just make another change in your life and let oils be something you do later on when you're able to, all right? But don't, for the sake of your own health, do not do a B, C, or D oil, okay? Before you purchase, check and see if a company grows their own plants. Do they own their own field, control the entire process from the seed in the ground to the sealed bottle that arrives in the mail? Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, all of these things can affect the quality of an oil. Young Living, their oils are therapeutic grade A. I never would have imagined in a million years that I would be educating on oils, but I never would have imagined in a million years that these oils would affect my life the way they have, and that I could fall in love with the company the way I have. But I have, because their standard of integrity is higher than anything I've seen out there. And I've done a lot of research, guys. They have what's called the seed to seal process. It is a catchy slogan for sure, but it's so much more than that. That's your promise of integrity. Gary Young has promised to never make an oil for profit. He makes it for purpose. And that lets you know that the people behind these oils care about your health. They care about your wellness. You can't necessarily say that about other companies. So what seed to seal means is that each plant has been hand weeded. There's no pesticides used, no chemicals, no weed killers, and they got land that had never been farmed on before, and they own their own farms. These plants are harvested at their peak, then they're put through a vigorous testing not only by Young Living, but they bring 2 outside companies. I don't know anybody who's going to bring 2 outside companies in and say, test my product, and if you say it's not good enough, I'm going to throw it away. And believe me, they literally just recently threw away an entire batch of oils because one of these outside companies found a flaw in them. That's how important the seed to seal is to them. And that is why it's the only company that I can trust and the only company I recommend for you to trust, because you have to be able to trust the company if you're going to start using something like an essential oil. It's super important. As I just gave you all of the reasons why other companies and other grades of oils are not something you want brought into your home. And if you're wondering a little bit more about that process, if you go to seedtoseal.com, it gives you, like, you can see pictures of all the farms. It just gives you the full way that each and every oil is distilled. It's more information than you maybe probably ever wanted to know, and it's all there for you. On the flip side, why do other companies sell oils cheaper? Because they do things so that they can make money, not for your health, not for your wellness. They use the pesticides so that they can get more crop, but now they're giving you a crop that's laden with pesticides, and so it's dangerous. But if your focus is on profit and not purpose and wellness, then that's what you're going to do. So that's why I only recommend your therapeutic grade A essential oil, all right? That is my one really strict thing, I promise. We're going to talk about uses for oils and oil safety next, and then we're going to actually talk about all these 11 oils.